Happy 2021 from the GoodFellaz. We back in the building. First episode of the year. It's the recap with the GoodFellaz podcast. You know how we do, man. All the other GoodFellaz is in the building. We here with that real talk, real conversation that y'all need, man. You know what I'm saying? Especially in these days. It's your boy Tommy Guns alongside my man Dav Noble.
Yo, what's good? Happy 2021, everybody, if it can be happy right now.
Sha Montana, what up?
What up? First thing I want to say to the family for the year is cojones. And, you know,
I know.
That's about it.
My man Karev, Heritage Hip Hop, what's up?
Happy New Year and enjoy the anarchy.
And shout out to the homie Big A. He'll be in the building a little bit later. You know how that go. Yo, so we here, and I mean, I thought, you know what I mean? I remember, the last couple of days of 2020, I was like, you know what? It can't get no crazier than this. This is it. 2021, we're going to have some light topics. We probably talk a little sport. Yo, 2021 was like, yo, hold my beer. Just in the last couple of hours, the Capitol has been stormed. White House down. Like, I mean, like, it is not a
Gerard
game.
Butler when you need him. Call Channing Tatum. Call Gerard Butler. So-and-so has fallen. Olympus has fallen. That's wild, Joe.
2021 has started off with a bang, literally. So I think it's only right. Yeah, we got a lot to talk about. We're going to get into a little politics, unfortunately. We got some sports to get into, some entertainment. You know how the GoodFellaz do. Shout out to everybody tuned in right now, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, however you're checking out the show. We appreciate it. Man. So with that being said, man, first things first, can any of y'all, I mean, for everybody who doesn't know, yesterday was supposed to be the day where they officially recertified or certified the votes and Biden became president for the 30th time in the last month. However, how the story unfolded was just some crazy shit. Yo, Dad, man, what was your first reaction when, I don't know if it was Facebook, I don't know if you were watching the TV, when they first started storming the Capitol building? Yo, what was your reaction?
Yo, let me tell you, I was outside working out, man. I come back inside. My brother called me. He's like, yo, you see what's going on TV? I'm like, nah, what? See, he talking about the elections. I'm thinking like, okay, we're going to start talking about the election and what's in Georgia. And I'm like, I'm not really trying to get into that because that's just, it's just been stressful to think about these stories. He said, nah. He said, they done stormed the Capitol. I said, what are you talking about? I turn on TV. Yo, I could not believe it. I'm thinking like, oh, shoot, it's about to be war out here. And we just having a nice conversation. I'm just saying, it would have been a mass grave if there was a couple of more melanin marks on a couple people out there, man. That's some craziness. But I mean, them dudes was, my man was in the chair with the beer, like, yo, they had
feet on the table.
They had Thor up in the freaking, I mean, they had my man carrying the podium. Like, he was like smiling with the hat. Like, yo, that was crazy, but I'm not surprised because people have been saying for the longest time, like, you can't separate Trump from that. You can't separate that base from Trump. You couldn't do it. And people kept saying, oh, well, we can do. No, you can't, because those are the dudes that would be the ones that would wild out, and they've been stocking up on ammo and like they've been ready for this. Like this was their liberation moment. Not surprised, man. But wow, it's crazy. It's crazy that we actually freaking civilians stormed the Capitol and one person was shot.
Yeah.
One person. And was it 4 people were shot? Was it 4?
No,
I know 4
people died, I heard, but one was shot.
One was shot. I didn't know if all 4 were shot.
The rest of them died of natural causes, whatever that means. Yeah.
So 4 people
whatever
died.
That means.
The most striking thing I saw was people the cops just running back and like these people pushing into the building and the cops running back and running back and running in fear, and me thinking like, yo, if a few things were different, like, oh my gosh. But
had there been some Black Lives Matters shirts or signs in that crowd, it would have been a whole different reaction.
Not even Black Lives Matter. It could be Black Lives Matter. It could be, Hispanic rights. It could be, Indian life. It could be any
Viva
shade.
La Mexico, something.
Yeah, exactly. Any shade of non, peach or whatever you want to call it.
You want to know what?
Could not have run up in that building without some kind of a label being attached to them. That it's just, I put on Facebook, man, like I'm in awe of that privilege sometimes, bro. Like in awe of that, just the ability to know in your soul that I could do I could run up in the freaking Capitol while the Senate was certifying the U.S. election, and I could break into that place and literally be walked out by the police at the end of the day at the behest of the President of the United States. Yo, that is Twilight Zone-ish, yo.
You know what's one of the most what's the word I'm looking for? Not sarcastic. Ironic things about this. Supposedly it was the Proud Boys that had something to do with that too, right? Ironically, the Proud Boys leader, who is a Black Latino, was locked up before that shit happened.
All I know is the coup was definitely the color of mayonnaise. You know what I'm saying? Like, shout out to 2 Chainz. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, what's crazy? So, Shao, let me ask you. Could you, like, how did you first find out about it? Did you see it on Facebook? Were you watching TV? What was your first reaction? Did you think it was going to go down like that? Because, we knew for a while that Trump was planning a protest. I mean, he put it out there, like, I think on Twitter, like, yo, go, they're going to be wild, whatever. Did you think it was going to go down like that? And are you surprised at the reaction or lack thereof?
To begin with, I'm going to keep it 100. It almost seems staged. You know what I mean? It's like something out of a movie, Mm-hmm. I do believe that Trump is not going to go. I've been saying it. I've been saying Trump is not going to go quietly. You know what I'm saying? So whatever that be, like people that follow Trump follow him like it's a religion, bro.
Like a cult. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I said that last year. They follow him like they're following Jesus, bro. Like they're serious about him. You know what I'm saying? And whether this event in particular was halfway staged or because it's cops taking pictures with the protesters that are taking, like, I don't know, to me I know a lot of people might point the finger.
I don't know how you stage an assault in the Capitol. That's a hell of a stage, bro.
Yeah. Did you guys see I saw this video footage on Facebook, and it was I guess like they had some barricades up, and it's like the cops almost like moved the barricades, and either they did or they didn't stop the people from coming in, but like at one point you just see the cops like stand back, and you just see like the Trump supporters just start to like roll like inside the building. I was just like, wait, like you trying to tell me? I was like, we spending $750 billion a year on defense, and y'all just roll into the Capitol building like that, like by Duck Dynasty. You know what I'm saying?
Bro, they had the picture with the girl. She had the flashlight and she had the hat. It just said "Make America," and she's in there looking like, what are you looking for? Ballots? Like, I just don't understand what the hell these people are. Like, she was in there looking in the ladies' cabinets, like she was gonna find like, oh, here's the missing, millions and millions of ballots.
Yo, it was crazy.
The level of delusion is crazy to me right now. Like, it's really crazy right now. Like, wow, but I'm just glad, and I don't usually say stuff like this, but like I said, I'm just glad that it wasn't a bunch of people that look like me that did that.
Yeah.
I'm just glad, and I'm sorry, and I know, like, I don't like to break things down to race a lot. Like I don't want to throw the race card. Like I don't do that a lot. But it just looked. It was being able to watch that and have the world ask the same question: what if they were black? Like just being able to watch that and say, okay, like you saw firsthand what people have been saying for so long. You saw it firsthand live on television, and there's no way to explain it away. Like that's it. You want to know what systematic oppression? You want to know what that privilege look? That's it. There you go.
I think it was a good thing. Karev, I'm gonna ask you a question in a minute, but I just want to say, like, I think almost it was a good thing because I feel like with the protests from the summertime, it was a mixture of everybody, and so they were able to. I feel like the powers that be were able to spin the narrative as if, oh, look at them just rioting and looting. Although it wasn't necessarily, if you actually look at a lot of the looters from back in the summer, and those protests. They weren't even Black Lives Matter people, but with this, it was straight.
You can't be burning stuff down. Too.
No. But with this, there's no way they could really flip the narrative and be like, nah, it's Black Lives Matter, or it's the Spanish people. Like it was. Dude had a Viking hat on with a Russian fur. Like I don't know what was going on. He like Thor, the redneck version. Like there was no way that they could flip the narrative and say it was anything else other than what it was, which is why I think it made them look especially bad. What's up?
What's funny is Fox News did it anyway. They said Black Lives Matter and Antifa stormed the White House. You know what I mean?
I mean, who even listens to them anymore? You know what I mean? But real quick, Rev Heritage Hip Hop. I definitely want your thoughts on this whole thing. Where were you when you first saw things going down? Was it on TV? Did you first become aware of it on Facebook? What was your reaction, and were you surprised with the lack of reaction to everything that went down?
I first saw it when I was doing my news research that I do nightly. And the first thing I seen was the police in the barricade. And like you said, they were fighting, pushing people back. Mm-hmm. And then somebody got the call and they said, let them go. And it looked like it was grand opening at Walmart, and everybody just ran right past them. You know what I'm saying? I have some personal feelings about this. I personally think this was an inside job because there's no way that privilege could not have ever been stopped, especially when it came out that they knew this was going to happen 2 days in advance, and the mayor of DC asked for the National Guard and they didn't show up. Or they said no, and this happens, that's a bad sign. The second thing that bothered me was this. Do you know how bad our country looks right now? I bet you the whole world thinks, well, our country's pussy.
Bruh.
Really?
I've been thinking that.
No, but now no. Because now look, every country in the world knows that people of color in this country are discriminated against, and they're waiting for people of color to rise up. They said it themselves. ABC News, 60 Minutes. I've heard people from other countries say this on television. All right. They're also looking to see what would happen if America's infrastructure crumbled under the oppression. And when they're getting it live and on television right now and the internet, the infrastructure crumbling, it has to be put back together. And the third thing that bothers me is I always say Donald Trump is one of the greatest presidents ever. It's not because I agree with him. It's not because I think he's a good president. He sets the precedent for what the country is, and you're seeing what the real pulse of the country is besides people who just get along because it's their job or it's to save face. People are really showing you how they have been wanting to be as critical, racist bastards that they wanted to be. And when Rudy Giuliani said he's ready to fight to the death, and then you have this stuff happen, this goes to show you not only how fucked up our country is, it just goes to show you that you just don't know who to trust. Because the one person who stands next to you, you don't know if they're with this bullshit or against. And now that everybody's looking at each other in the country side-eyed, it ain't even about race no more. It's really about where you stand. And a lot of people have no leg to stand on. They're just standing on the ideal and the principle of a man who not only conned every business he went into, he conned the country. Mm-hmm. And right now, I don't know if y'all seen, they're talking about impeaching him.
Yeah, or 25th Amendment.
And people are saying, well, what's the point? He's almost out.
He wouldn't be able to run again.
Besides, no, but more than that, he gives up his pension, because anybody who was ever served president gets a pension. So then he'll give up his pension, and he's ground zero to be arrested for crimes against the country.
Yo, I mean, it's. I thought about that too, Krev, when I was like, yo, how is like, we usually see stuff like that on the news in other countries where, you know, a coup has taken place and they stormed like the Capitol building and they're fighting just like that. Yeah, like they're trying to overthrow the incumbent. And it's like, okay, cool. Like, yo, that's crazy. Like, yo, and people will always be like, dang, like, that's one thing I can say. You don't ever see nothing like that in America.
Never happened here.
Like, you don't ever see nothing. Yeah, you don't ever see nothing like that in America. And then now I'm like, yo, now it's like, and I felt like that as America, because, you know, Americans, we're snobby, man. We hold up, you know, we put our pinky up to the rest of the world when we sit down at the table. But now it's like, we're the ones that the world is looking at like, oh, like the Americans out here, like, oh, they're storming the Capitol. Oh, this guy Trump. Oh, what? Oh, he's meddling. He is meddling in the election personally.
Yeah.
From the presidency. And what are they going to do with this man? Like, they're looking at us like for real. And I'm sure some of them are looking at us like, okay, like chickens coming home to roost type stuff.
Now we're that ratchet friend that you're embarrassed to bring around. You know what I'm saying? Back in the day, it's like, yeah, Venezuela, Mexico, like, yeah, they're democracies, but whatever. Now we're them, and which is crazy. Yo, real quick, shout out to my man Big A in the building. What's going on?
What's going on, everybody?
What up, Big A?
What's going on, everybody? Glad to be here, yo.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Happy New Year to all our subscribers. If you're not subscribed, make sure you subscribe right now.
So Big A, real quick, we're talking about White House down, what happened yesterday, how they stormed the Capitol and all that. Real quick, where were you when you first became aware of what was going on? Did you see it on Facebook? Were you watching TV? How did you first see what was going down? And what was your first reaction to what happened?
Man, I was at work. I was at my regular 9 to 5, and my coworker, who happened to be a female, she was like, "Yo, did you know what's going on?" I'm like, "What do you mean what's going on?" She brings her phone over to me. I'm like, "What's this?" I'm like, "Oh, it's Instagram. What's crazy stuff you watch on Instagram?" She's like, "No, this is happening right now in our country." I said, "What?" Yo, I was in completely awe and dismay that this was happening on American soil. Like you just got finished saying, I'm used to seeing this in other countries. When they get mad, they just have a riot. They rush the parliament, or they rush to whatever capital or whatever city that they have their democracy in. And I was actually shocked. Like, I was floored for almost 20 minutes because I couldn't believe my eyes. And we put the news on at work, and we were like, if it wasn't for her looking it up, I wouldn't have known anything about it until I probably came home from work. Like, we didn't have the news on. Like, we were in the middle of work. So we turned the news on, and it was all over the news outlet. And I was just like, yo, I couldn't believe what I was seeing. Like, literally people fighting the cops, and not one shot was shot.
So now, am I crazy in thinking that that's treason, right? Like, is that's considered treason, isn't it?
That's considered high treason.
For death.
High treason.
That's
right?
high treason. According to the laws of this land, what President Trump did was technically incite a riot. Then what Rudy Giuliani and his son did was also incite another riot, because they put more gasoline onto the fire of President Trump's words. So that all three of them are actually, they could be all found guilty of inciting a mass riot. a mass riot. So
Sedition, a coup,
all that.
Yeah.
All of that. And
wait. Shout out to Tommy Loren, who said that Antifa and Black Lives Matter, when Donald Trump gets the presidency back, they will storm the Capitol and we'll have a mass war to keep the president in his office. Look what happened.
Wait, what?
You didn't know Tommy Loren put a Twitter thing out and said that when Donald Trump wins the presidency from Biden, that Black Lives Matter and Antifa was going to cause surrection and insurrection at the Capitol. And look what happened. The opposite happened, and now she got to eat that shit because they said Trump people are sophisticated and Black Lives Matter people are savages. And look what happened. Shout out to Tommy Loren, bitch.
Well,
yo, real quick, can any of us can we say, do you guys think this maybe was like an inside job? Like,
yes,
Trump kind of like, you know what I mean? Because you saw how weak that security was. Now, mind you, we knew for days in advance something might happen.
Security was
the same guy that had, the National Guard surrounding everything when Black Lives Matter was protesting. Like, let's be real. Wasn't this an inside job? I mean, you know what I mean? Like the lack of preparation, the ease they were able to access.
How about I put it this way? I think maybe there were there one or two, like you're gonna find there were a couple of people that were inside that are probably, part of that whole group, and they were probably gonna my guess is the idea was they were gonna get in and they were gonna just like sit outside or surround them while they did it and stand there, and just scare them. But obviously you can't, you can't control that nonsense. And I think it got out of hand and it wound up getting into that. Mm-hmm. I think they knew about that they were going to do some kind of demonstration. I do believe you'll find out that some kind of demonstration was planned, but I don't think anybody planned for that, like for people to be, barricaded in the freaking Senate and people, posing behind the House Speaker's desk.
Dude
like
was on the podium like, yo, Trump won. Like, I was like, I don't think, me personally, I think Trump definitely knew what was going on. He kind of, I'm sure, like I said, he made sure that security was laxed in certain places. He wanted that to go on, but I don't think he realized what a bad look it was going to be for him. I think he thought it'd be something to intimidate a lot of the Congress people to maybe think twice, like, yo, let me object or whatever, you know what I mean? But nah, that was out because we saw video footage of the cops just letting them go past the barricade. Now, like I said, if you're any type of leader of the free world and you know in advance that something might happen and you didn't take precautions, it's because you wanted that.
Inside job. Listen, if the mayor asks for the National Guard and you say no, hell yeah, something's going on. And now it kind of makes sense when you say stand back and stand by. Because now they got their call of arms. And what did they do? They wanted to show national power at the capital of the country.
Yeah.
Look, this was an inside job. This was insurrection.
And they were flying the Confederate flag.
When did the Confederate flag ever touch the floor of the damn Senate?
Never.
And then, I'm tired of being nice. America looks pussy behind this shit. And Donald Trump basically called Mike Pence a pussy when he said, "You're not on my side. You better get in line."
That's what I'm talking about. Correct.
I heard they beefing right now.
Oh, yes, they're beefing. And look, remember, Donald Trump said to Fox News, "You're going to bite the hand that feeds you? Fuck you." And that's when Newsmax came in. Then they started talking about all this election shit. Then you see all the QAnon people started running for office because they side with Trump. He was like, fuck it. If y'all not going, if I can't get the presidency the right way, I want to show you how much power I truly have. And his power came out. He's so powerful, he got a woman shot. He's so powerful that now we got people who will storm a state and federal building and show their faces without shame, telling where they're from, where they're taking the podiums. People were stealing the mail out of their desks and classified documents. Whether they're classified, I don't care if it was a cable bill. Because it's in that building, you are not to touch that. And these people's faces are out. These are crimes of war. These are the people that you stand against a wall. You say 1, 2, 3, pop, 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 and burn they fucking asses. This is America at its worst. So at the end of the day, to the world, to me, pardon me if you don't like what I'm saying, I'm sorry, but in France, when Ferdinand and Isabella said give him cake, the motherfuckers stormed the castle and they cut her head off. I'm not wishing for anybody to die, but this is the people taking back their country. What we saw was not the people taking back their country. We saw straight anarchy.
Yeah.
And right now, the world is saying, how come the blacks don't do it? Now you know why. Because if we were out there, they would have dropped a fucking bomb on all the black people and so-called minorities out there. And these
would have been a bloodbath.
Hold up,
mayonnaise-covered bitches did whatever they wanted and got nothing.
Yeah, yo, real quick, we got to get ready to pay these bills. Yo, Sean Montana, real quick, inside job or not?
Yes, inside job, absolutely.
Big A, inside job or not?
Yeah, man. There's no way. With all the intelligence that we have in this country, there's no way nobody didn't know anything for that to happen.
CIA, FBI, Homeland Security, nobody knew nothing. They slid right through the barricade.
Yeah,
crazy, man.
That's some bull.
Yeah.
It was a sad day in American history that unfortunately we all had to live the physically, literally see with our own 2 eyes. I never in my life would have thought I would have seen that in this country here ever.
Yeah. Crazy, man. Crazy times. Yo, we just want to let you know the recap with the GoodFellaz podcast. We back, new year, same old ish. We talking that talk. We talking about the issues that you want to talk about and the issues that we want to talk about. We about to pay these bills real quick. When we come back, we got some football talk coming. We got some entertainment. Man, it's so crazy. You know what I mean? You know, we got a lot more on the way. You were tuned into the recap with the GoodFellaz podcast. We'll see y'all in a few.